In case of continued involvement in transfer asset, where entity neither transfer nor retain substantially all the risk and reward, but control the assets. It retain the control of transfer asset. In that case, we need to continue to recognize the transfer asset to the extent of involvement. So what is the extent of involvement in transfer asset is? So accounting will depend on that. So continued involvement may takes different form. For example, if there is a guarantee about the transfer assets, the extent of involvement is lower of the carrying amount of the asset and the guaranteed amount. So to this extent, the entity will continue to recognize the transfer assets in its books of accounts. Similarly, continued involvement may take form of a retain or purchase option or both. So in this case, the involvement extent is the amount of transfer assets entity may repurchase. And in case of return put option on the assets that is measured at fair value, the involvement extent will be lower of fair value of the asset or option exercise price. So ultimately the risk to which the entity is exposed to. Apart from it, to the extent the entity need to recognize the assets in the similar way, it need to recognize the associate liability also. And similarly, it will recognize the income as well as expenses that is correlated with the transferred assets, but there will not be offsetting of income and expense in case of continued involvement of the transferred assets.